same dispute of when is Ramadan. I'll take it from Hamamat al-Masjid, inshallah. I won't point you where he is. You know, there's a word we use for a person who's always at the mosque, we call him the mosque's pigeon. It's always at the mosque, goes and comes back. Right, let's move on. Number one, let's talk about food and drink. Maybe I'll say half of it, we'll do the other half next week. Food and drink. Food and drink, my brothers and sisters, how does it break your fast? How does food and drink break your fast? By swallowing it, just from the mouth? Or from the nose? So, the direct way you break your fast with food and drink, or water, no one's going to drink with their nose. But let's say water goes into your nose. If it goes through your mouth, or through your nose, these main two passages, into your stomach, it has to go into your stomach, then unanimously agreed by all the scholars, this is what breaks your fast. Alright. If it was deliberate, it's a major sin, you've got to repent and make up the day. If it was by accident, you continue fasting, it's not a sin, and preferably make up the day. Sunni? Swimming can't, we're going to get to that, don't worry. You swim, no worries. It doesn't break your fast. Just be careful that you don't swallow the water. If you do accidentally, I told you there's difference of opinion. Better if you want to make up the day some other time, inshallah. Now, whether what went through your nose or mouth is nutritious or not nutritious, whether it's nutrition or non-nutrition, anything that goes through the nose or the mouth and reaches the stomach breaks your fast. Is that clear? Let's move to the second point. What if what went into your mouth and nose only stayed in your mouth and nose? Either it got dissolved in your mouth or in your nose, or you spat it out or blew it out from your nose. Does that break your fast? The answer is no. No. Do we not make wudu? We gargle a little bit. We know some people said to me, well, what about the hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him? Increase your gargling in wudu, illa an takuna sa'iman, except if you are fasting. What does that mean though? It means just do it a little bit. But still, water's going into your mouth. And you know what? Very interesting. If you put a little bit of water in your mouth in wudu while you're fasting, and it's unanimously agreed that it does not break your fast, even if you spit it all out, even if you get a towel, some people I've seen them do it, they have a towel, they have a tissue, dry their mouth and their tongue. Take it easy on yourself, it's not that difficult. But even if you do that, guess what? The water's already absorbed quickly into your tongue and no matter what you do, residue, little bits of water still stays in your mouth. And guess where it goes? You might even swallow some of it. Does that break your fast? No, it doesn't. Why? Because it's so minute, it's insignificant. So no problem with that. And that's why, when you're walking and you're, let's say in Malaysia, in the monsoon season, humid weather, there's vapor in the air. You can almost see the little water particles. You're breathing them in, you're swallowing them in. It doesn't break your fast? No, it doesn't break your fast. So a minute amount of water or vapor does not break your fast. Unless you deliberately, like you go and put yourself nose over a vapor, you start sniffing it in, deliberately doing it breaks your fast. Incidentally, it doesn't. What about indirectly? What if nutrients or non-nutrients entered into your stomach via your ear, your eyes, or your veins? Intravenous nutrients or non-nutrients. But this needs discussion. If what you eat, if your ear drops, or your nose drops, or your eye drops, purely only medication, they are not nutrients, the scholars have divided. The popular opinion, Al-mashhur. Does anyone know what that word means in fiqh? Mashhur. In fiqh. Mashhur. Okay, what does popular mean in fiqh in jurisprudence? Anyone know? Alright. So anyway, popular means it's what the majority of traditional scholars said, but it's not necessarily the strongest evidence. Alright, mashhur. Anyway, you'll find that a lot of the scholars sometimes agree on something, but their evidence is strong. Sometimes they agree on something just because they came to an agreement to find a solution. So the majority agree that if it's not nutritional, or nutritional, if it goes through your ear and nose and eyes and gets into your stomach, or even gets into your throat, it breaks your fast. That's the popular opinion. But the opinion with the stronger evidence, or the lack of evidence, is the minority, and from the book that I'm reading, this is the one that the scholar and the group of scholars have elected, and that is if it's not nutritional, eye drops, ear drops, nose drops, even if they reach your mouth, your throat, they do not break your fast. But if they reach your stomach, they do break your fast. We're getting to that. We're talking about ear drops, medication. Alright, what about intravenous? Intravenous fluids. Again, the popular opinion is that it breaks your fast even if it's medication, but the correct opinion which we have elected, according to our scholars, is that if the intravenous fluid is nutrition, it breaks your fast. If it is not nutrition, it does not break your fast. And that is according to the Jama'at al-Fiqhi, as I told you, the consensus of the Fiqh Council. However, if you want to follow your school of thought, I know the Hanafi schools of thought, which is a large number of people in the world, and their teachers will always tell them, no, it does break your fast. In fact, I found the Hanafi school quite strict when it comes to fasting. A lot of things break your fast. If you are an adherent of that school and your teachers are like that, that's your community, then I advise you just keep going with them, inshallah. But if you don't, you can take what I'm saying, inshallah. Not me, I mean what I'm referring to. So, if it's nutrients, breaks your fast. If it's not nutrients, intravenous, then the correct opinion we follow is that it does not break a fast. If it's ear drops, eye drops, nose drops for medication, not for nutrition, then if it does not enter your stomach, it does not break a fast. But if it reaches your throat, the popular opinion is that it does break a fast. We follow the opinion that it does not break your fast. But if you want to be on the safer side, you would like to make up your day, make it up. Yes, Habib. Yeah, intravenous fluid. The IV here, intravenous fluid. Correct. And when brother was asking, what if you go to the hospital and you're dehydrated and they put the intravenous fluid? Our advice to that person is break your fast because you are ill, you're sick. It's not, so it's sickness. So that breaks your fast because you're ill, you're sick, and there's a lot of fluid, nutrition and water and nutrients and minerals and vitamins are going into your body. It breaks your fast. They put through the muscles, they put medication through it, but they also put sometimes minerals and there's water fluid going. Lots of fluid. Yeah, even if it's a medication. Yeah. Here's the thing, you're talking about the intravenous in a big bag. Just a little needle. Yeah, if it's a little needle that's just inserting the medication, even if it has a minute amount of fluid, the opinion we follow here is that it does not break your fast. If it's medication, yeah, like let's say insulin for diabetes patients. But if you're going there because you're dehydrated and they're hydrating you, obviously that breaks your fast because it's fluid, it's water. H2O going into your body in large amounts. Okay. So intravenous nutrition, also called parenteral nutrition, putting nutrients into blood through a needle, it breaks your fast. Number 3, we'll just do 3 more. Or number 2, eating, drinking forgetfully, or tasting the food. Eating or drinking forgetfully, the hadith is very clear, everybody knows that if you eat or drink forgetfully, does it break your fast? No, it does not. The hadith is very clear, it's authentic, it says, whoever eats or drinks forgetfully, genuinely, has given him or her food and drink.